So if I don't think I'm having any personal issues, right? Because I'm perfect. I've solved all my own problems, and
You're probably a choleric.
I've arrived. I'm probably a cleric.
Yeah.
What is there any value in doing the profile at all? If I already think, hey, I'm fine. I deal with life fine. I don't have any issues.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention that. I think a lot of people are surprised by their profile. The reason that I say that is because we do things autonomically because of our temperament. Temperament is inborn. It's something that never changes. It's something that's with us till we die. And people that don't know their temperament but are content with their lifestyle looks at their temperament and they go, wow, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about that. I knew about this. I knew about that, but I didn't know about this. And it's kind of a wake-up call for most of them. I do a lot of profiles without going further in counseling. I do the profile. I go over it with them. I want to encourage them to keep that profile, read it, ask God to express all of the strengths and weaknesses that are in it so that you know yourself completely. There's an old saying that the greatest warrior is one who defeats himself. In temperament therapy, we have something similar. A man who understands himself can advance, but a man who understands others can become a leader. And that's the process here in temperament therapy, is to take what God has gifted us with, kind of breathe the Spirit of God on it to watch it grow. A lot is determined by human nature. If you want change in your life, God is available. God wants you. He doesn't want to change who you are. He wants to change the character. God has gifted every one of us through temperament. Like I mentioned before, if you're a choleric, you're a church builder. If you're melancholy, you're a teacher. If you're a supine, you're a servant. That gifting that God's given us is divine. And if we handle it in the flesh, it taints the gift. So what we want to do is we want to operate that gift in the spirit that it was created so that it has a productive end. And this is what we're doing in the process. We are listening to what God says to improve on who we are so that we can become more like Him. That's the whole purpose behind understanding temperament. God is divine nature, spiritual. You are divine nature, spiritual. But because of carnality, you have no full understanding of the spiritual realm. God says, awaken to the Spirit. You'll recognize me for who I am, and then we can accomplish what I intended from the beginning.
So you think I even hear the voice of God more clearly?
Oh, it's
knowing
no
my own
doubt
temperament,
about it.
and maybe even knowing the temperament of others.
Oh, Andrew, it's amazing how much. Look, I've been saved for 42 years. I cannot tell you how much. Back in the early 70s, Tim LaHaye wrote a book called The Spirit-Controlled Temperament. At that time, there were 4 temperaments. I read that book. This is a gift, and I'll show you how character's involved. I read this book Monday through Friday, and on Sunday, I taught temperament to 60 adults at the McKaysville Church of God in McKaysville, Georgia. I never understood for myself what temperament was. I learned, I gave it out, but I didn't take it in. So what I'm telling you is that God gifted me to teach, but without character, it wasn't part of who I was. What God wants to do to improve me is to improve my character, so that now, as a counselor, when I speak those same words that I did in the early 70s, they have more power and authority because they are motivated by the God in me that helps me understand what temperament is.